This is a Rides and Drives test drive of the 2021 BMW 540i xDrive. The 540i is a premium mid-size performance sedan that competes with the Cadillac CT5, Mercedes E-Class, Audi S5, and a number of other vehicles. 5 Series used to be BMW's bread and butter. This was the mid-size sedan that everybody moved up to from that 3 Series. Now, of course, everyone wants an X5. I honestly don't know why. This drives so much better than an X5. It's so much more responsive. This is just a really great platform on this car, and with it you get all the goodness that BMW is known for. It's a great handling car. It's a comfortable riding car. With this inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, there's 335 horsepower, which is more than enough for a nice performance sedan like this. There are a lot of reasons why people want those SUVs. You sit up higher, you do get more utility, but for 90% of what people use a vehicle for, this is just a much better driving experience. I'm a fan of this type of vehicle. I really like cars that have a great balance to them, that when you put it in comfort mode like this and just cruise along, you're perfectly relaxed and the car is, very docile, let's say. But then you go ahead and you hit sport mode and the dampers tighten up and the transmission changes its shift points and the throttle mapping gets more aggressive, and boom, you can just let her rip and have a little fun. No, this isn't a track monster like the M5 competition, and it's not meant to be. This is just meant to be a car that you can get out and have a little fun with, but then drive every day and get very reasonable mileage. This is 23 miles per gallon in the city, 31 on the highway, and I took a long highway drive earlier this week and certainly got very close to 30 miles per gallon in it, so it's an honest rating. The 540i xDrive starts at around $61,000, and for that you get a nicely equipped car. But like all BMWs, you can add package over package over package on this thing, and they did in this test car, and it costs $77,000. Now with that, you've got these really lovely Napa leather seats that are heated and cooled. You've got heated rear seats, heated steering wheel. I really like the new BMW digital cockpit. This gauge cluster is really easy to read and nicely configurable. The touchscreen works well as the iDrive interface. One of the things that you're going to want to do if you buy this car is spend a lot of time with the iDrive system, because it is complex. And so you're going to want to learn it all so you can get all the settings where you want them. So you can get the driver assist features to where you want them. So you can get the HVAC and preconditioning and all that stuff that's available. You also have great technology features like enhanced mapping that'll find parking spots for you. There's so much in this that it's almost overwhelming, but like anything, spend time with it, learn it. You'll find the features you want and that are important to you, and then it really is a spectacular infotainment setup. You know, with BMW though, the interesting thing now is they've gone away from that philosophy of less is more to more is more, and there is just so much stuff in this car. You have all the driver assist technology in this, so you've got full stop and go, automatic cruise control. You've got lane keep assist that's pretty aggressive, so if you don't put on your turn signal, it's going to push back against you. It also has automated driving assist, so if you're driving along the highway and you've got it in that mode and you want to change lanes, you hit your turn signal and it changes lanes for you. It checks the blind spot and makes sure no one's there, and it'll move over, and then you see the graphic in the instrument panel, and it's just a cool semi-autonomous feature. What BMW's always boiled down to for me is how well they drive. Turn all that stuff off, put the thing in sport mode, put the transmission in manual, shift this yourself, and does it live up to the promise of those cars a decade or so ago? And I think this does. The steering on it is light but not completely without feel. The suspension on here, the double wishbone up front and the multi-link in the rear with the adaptive dampers, really does a great job of keeping the car level in the corners and really allowing you to push things if you want to. As always, the straight six motor sounds good. You don't have a lot of artificial noise in the cabin. They really left that for the M cars. This is more about just being a really good grown-up performance sedan. I have to say, I've driven the M5 competition, I've driven the 530. This is my favorite version of this car for everyday driving because it does everything so well. You can get enjoyment out of it, you can cruise in it, it's a great all-arounder, and there's a lot to be said for that. So that's the 2021 BMW 540i xDrive. Tell us what you think in the comments. For more information, check out ridesanddrives.com and make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. For Rides and Drives, I'm Harvey Briggs, and I'll see you somewhere down the road.